All right, guys, we are back live again for another episode, the Matt and Mac Show. Man, Mac, how you doing? How you feeling?
Cool as a peppermint. Can't complain. Can't
Awesome,
complain.
awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, let
How
me
about
pull that.
yourself?
I'm good. I'm good. Let's go back from the gym, leg day, and
Okay.
you know what? It's been a good week. Been
Yeah.
crazy, but it's been ups and downs, and I'm not complaining. Not complaining.
Yeah,
So
can't.
yeah, God is good, and we're blessed to be here. So if you have the opportunity to come on the show and do this and reach other people that are watching and supporting us. So thank you guys again for joining in the live stream. See you more. You're popping in here. Remember, any questions you guys have for me or Matt or Mac, sorry, put them in the chat. Right? Ask us.
Yeah.
We got tons of experience here. So today we're going to release the video that or the you want to call it an interview. It was more of just a conversation that I had with Chris Psycho Lewis, who you know, uh, kind of went to town on me and Muscle Discord, and he said something to say about Mack Truck as well. And you know, I was shocked that this guy, 57-year-old man, has been in the industry a long time. He's worked with a lot of great athletes. To take to Instagram like he did, and to make what, one, two, three posts about me, and then five or six live streams consecutively back to back,
Back to back.
right?
Like Drake.
Do you have a day job? Do you have a day job? I mean, am I that important that you need to go
Man.
live streaming on me because I made a comment about Andrew Jack at the 2024 Pittsburgh Pro guest posing, and I said I wasn't impressed with how he was looking here 11 weeks out from the Texas Pro.
Right.
That just blew his brain, and he wasn't having it. And that was to him considered trash talking bodybuilders. So he took to social media and called me out.
Right.
And then you were in the comment there, and something happened between an exchange there. And then he said, "Oh, you blocked me." And then you
Right.
said, right. And then you called him out on that bullshit. And then that was it. So we're gonna play a video here that I had earlier in the week with Chris. I'm not gonna put this out as an exclusive interview like I do when I have, you know, real good guests on my show. You're right, like Steve Weinberger, Nick Walker,
The
Sean
list
Ray.
goes on and on.
It just
The
goes on
list
and on.
goes on and on.
So I wasn't going to give him that platform. So we're just going to do a live reaction. We're all going to watch this together. You guys can ask questions in the chat. Me and Mac I'll pause it and we'll react to it, and we'll go from there. So it's 40 minutes in length, but I've sped up the speed so it's a little quicker, so we don't have to sit through this for too long. And we're gonna just jump right into it. Let me share this. We're gonna jump into this conversation with Chris Psycho Lewis. All right. All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Muscle Discord. And you know what? I have a guest on the show today, Chris Psycho Lewis. Coach to many. Second here. Make sure it's playing through. There
There
we
you
go.
go.
All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Muscle Discord. And you know what? I have a guest on the show today, Chris Psycho Lewis. Coach to many pro bodybuilders out there, including Andrew Drack at the moment. And so the reason I'm having Chris on the show, Chris has taken to social media to tell me out on some of the things that he thinks I've been saying, and I just want to give him the opportunity to come on my show, and we'll go a little bit more in depth into that as well about inviting him on my show originally, and then that didn't take place, but we'll get to that, and give him the floor to explain why he's taking to social media so adamantly against me almost every day now. He's been making a live stream about me, etc. So I guess I said, let's bring on the show. Instead of doing the live streams, come on the show. We'll talk about it cordially, right? This isn't a yelling match. This is where we're both professionals. You're a coach. You have clients that are watching the show. You gotta conduct yourself in a professional manner. I'm going to do the same thing. Excuse me. So we'll get into that. So to give you guys a little background, who may not know what's going on, I had done a live stream with Mac Truck on the Pittsburgh Guest Posing show, and I was critiquing the athletes like I always do. And when I got to Andrew Jack, I made some statements about, him being too heavy, and I just wanted him to be in better shape for 11 weeks out. And then Chris was in the live stream chat, and he was making some comments about, this is his off season, he's not in prep mode. And I was like, oh, that's actually Chris Psycho Lewis in the chat. That's cool. Okay, well, you great to have him on the show and have a discussion about it. And Matt tried to be cool. I was like, yeah, let him on the show. It's cool. He's my friend coach. And so that's kind of what happened there. And then the show ended. After the show, I DM'd you and reached out to you and invited you on the show. I said, hey, man, I'd love to have you on the show. You can talk about Andrew, give your perspective of what you see versus what I'm seeing, and we can have a global conversation about it, and that'd be great. But instead, you took to social media to say, well, let's just give people the context of what you did, and then we can explain why you did it. All right, so just for context, so that people kind of, I'll read this out. So a little education for Muscle Discord podcast, the greatest in the world, the icons in the sport. These are photos of them guest posing in the off season. Pick a side. You're either reporting the news or you are trolls. He said troll, so Mac Truck took offense to that because he was the one on the show with me. He could have said troll, just talked about me. Stop trashing the athletes. I don't think you are in any position to give your opinion on the best athletes in the world. You're either building or destroying. You have an obligation to the fans of the sport to educate them on real bodybuilding and not unrealistic expectations. So to get a little bit of stuff, share on that. And just, I'm gonna let you respond. Let's get my piece in first, and then we'll get to you. So, okay. And so a little context, because you think I'm destroying bodybuilding, I'm trashing the athletes. Those are, like I said, I choose your words wisely because people are going to take that narrative and run with it, right? And so that's why I felt kind of disrespected in that regard. A little history about me. Okay, I'm a two-time Canadian national champion in both titles of bodybuilding and classic physique. I worked for Mutant Supplements for 10 years as the marketing manager, and I worked with multiple IFBB pros. I managed them in the back end, worked with them closely for 10 plus years. Also, again, Rich Viada was one of the bigger names that I worked with closely for 2 years. I promoted both regional and national level shows with my own money. I promoted 2 IFBB pro sanctioned shows as well in Canada, again, with my own money. So before you say that I'm tearing down bodybuilding and I'm destroying the community, I want you to know a little bit of context about me and the industry that I've been involved in for almost 20 years. And I'm not just some kid on the internet, on YouTube, trolling and trashing athletes. I think I took really, really great offense to that. And that's why I really want you to explain why you used those words and why you came at me so adamantly after I even reached out to you to have you on my show, after you made those comments about Andrew in my live stream. So we'll get a little bit more into it here. So I just wanted to kind of put that out there so the viewers have context based on what you're putting out in the community on social media and the narrative that you've been putting out there about me. And the funny thing is, I've also had your client, Ronald Gordon, on the show, interviewed him. He wasn't really well known in the sport. He's been competing a long time, but he just wasn't in the limelight. And I saw what he did at the Detroit Film. I was like, man, this guy's tremendous. I got to have him on the show. I got to give him some limelight. He deserves it. And he came on the show. And he's a close friend of yours. You train him, do great work with him. Respect that. And so I just want to kind of give the viewers a take on what your close friend, Ronald Gordon, had to say as well about myself.
I want to thank you, man. We didn't get a chance to dig into you. I know that, at least as far as I can tell, you're a little newer in the space.
Yes.
You're very, very professional. You're very well spoken. I like the structure of your program. There's not a lot of gimmicks. You don't have a lot of boundaries and everything all over the place. Just really true to your name, which is just at this point.
Yes.
Winning meatheads or otherwise, and just let people get a chance to just kind of listen and talk to people, have a good dialogue there. So I really appreciate you having me on. I think you're doing great work.
I really appreciate that. And you're right. I'm just trying to talk about the medical community, talking what's happening inside the the scenes, staying rapid in the industry a long time with for 10 years. Manager there for 10 years. Athletes, John Jackson, Rich Piano back in the day. So I kind of been there, done it. I got experience in the back side of things. So I said, let's be honest, start this show and put more information out there, and we're engaged with people, ready to have a different spin on it. So that's just, that's it's kind of funny because that's your client, and that's your client speaking highly of me, which is a complete contradiction as to how you've been speaking about me. And again, you're going to be able to react to that in a second here. I just wanted to kind of share that moment there. Leave it there. I got another clip, but we can leave it there. People get the idea of how your client, Ronald Gordon, spoke about me, highly about me. And then, let's get into the context of, why we're here. Because I made some comments on the live stream, so let's just jump into this. It won't take too long. Let me get that ready. All right. Share my screen. Thank you for being patient with me while we get through this. See that?
We have the formula. They got the formula and that's the cat is really important. Chris is a trainer right now, and Chris does his nutrition.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean,
Okay, so we got a viewer saying it's too fast, so we'll slow it back down to normal
Yeah, I was
speed.
about to say, like, it's
Okay.
it's so fast because when you already amped up, you talk really fast already.
Yeah, I'm a fast talker.
Yeah.
All right, that's a good point. Good point. So we'll slow it down here, guys.
Yeah, because I'm like, by me knowing you, I can make out what you're saying, but I'm like, you talk fast, you get real animated once you already worked up.
Yeah.
So if you was regular talking now, how we do, you would have been able to do it, but you wasn't having that kind of conversation.
4 years or so that you've been bodybuilding, besides just being a heavy lift. So his body work addition to this, he had a whole lot of competitions for with this. So his body, nobody feels fill out there. That feels good for us. And then the hamstring and all that from the sides, he got to still work at himself. That's not so much something that should be taught because it's a muscle line that actually make those nerves which can't work. Because for a long time, if you squeeze your glutes, your hamstring is so you got to know how to let your hamstring pain with walking at the same time. And that's hard. It's like trying to make a big jump. Like that first learn how to be so it's like making your shoulders. Yeah.
So that's a little bit of the Mac truck there. There's a mirror here. I'll show you guys another review that I did on Andrew. Andrew Jack is the most that guy I wanted to see going to the show because you haven't seen his physique. Almost his physique here, and I wasn't impressed with that. I'm sorry, I wasn't impressed with it. The midsection looks a little thick. That was again a theme in the comments in the live stream. You had over 800 people there. It was a little thick for Andrew Jacks. I thought Sam's better than Andrew. Yes, that was my assessment there. Then we had we can talk about Steve as well and kind of give his take and my take and see what we get from that. And we had Andrew Jack up there. We were all on we haven't seen him before. Probably been a long time. And when I saw him up there, I thought he was a little on the heavy side, especially because he's 11 weeks up in the Texas Pro. What was your thoughts on the front row? I agree. Little big, south. Maybe get that crazy balance. Bring it right down right away. That's the law. Yeah. And I agree with that. And that he's a little on the heavy side. He looks great. Looks like he's made improvements. But he's a guy that's already kind of dealing with that conditioning issue that have the same issue Sam's and Dowd has. It's so heavy in the off season and then have to try and bring it down weeks. Or you're gonna have that conditioning in the back. All right, well, that leaves me. So that's kind of the brunt of it. And my trash talking, I guess, was so out of the place that you had to take to social media multiple times, consecutive day after day, really hammering me on social media. And like I said, I had your client Ronald Gordon on, give me high respect. I've had a lot of people reaching out to me in the industry as well, saying, what is going on with Chris Lewis and why he's doing that. And I'm sure maybe we can come to some kind of, mutual thing here where maybe there's maybe some overreaction. Again, we did have a phone call earlier prior to this, and you said to me, you know what, Andrew Jack, and you know what, when you made those comments, it triggered me. And I felt you were attacking him, and that was my response. And so I'll let you talk about what triggered you to make that type of response and put that out on your platform. You have 92,000 followers on Instagram,
rolling his eyes,
tagging a lot of people in your post so they can see it. And you're attacking me personally. So I just want your response to what triggered you to want to go out there and say that about me.
First of all, the live stream, I never saw that with Mac Truck. I commented to the second video that you made by yourself. I don't speak of that person.
Yeah.
I don't talk about him. So when I said trolls, I meant about the whole internet. And then he wanted to put himself in there. I've never spoke about him in that like that. Second of all, this is the issue. what Steve said was very different of what you said. So what are we doing? Are bodybuilders judging 11 weeks out, or they're judging the pre-judging of the show? Which one do we do?
So just before, okay, so yeah, I know you said, made a statement there, so I just want to make sure that I have that truck backed up here a little bit. He's not here to defend himself. So you see here, addressing today's issues with muscle discord and Mac truck. So I just want to put that out there before you get the narrative that, Mac truck, you didn't bring him into this, because you got to improve when you mention things. So let's get it right there.
Okay, that was after he put
Okay.
himself into it. I was speaking of you.
Yep.
You were, as far as I know, you both muscle discord, and then Mac truck came in later.
Yeah.
I wasn't speaking of him.
Yep.
I wasn't speaking of him.
Yep.
And actually, he took the narrative of what I said in my post about Andrew. He basically read it word for word what I said. So I know he read that and he knew exactly
Yeah,
what
but
he said.
from people's perspective, Mac truck was defending Andrew and saying he looks great on that stage. He was saying he looks so surprised, so good. I don't know why you got Mac truck in there.
I respect, because you said, I said trolls. I wasn't speaking about that. Now you're doing a lot of talking. You're not letting me speak.
So I let you go.
Pause it.
Yeah.
For him to say that I seen his post, then I said that he must have forgot our live stream came out before that post. So I said that before that. I didn't read his post and then went and got on video with you and started saying, oh, the bodybuilders back in the days. It just goes to show that I have way more experience than he think I do. You know what I'm saying? Because the last time I checked, I never seen him in shape, even when he competed. You see what I'm saying? And I play around with this. You see,
yeah.
I play around with it, and I make stuff happen when it's time to make it happen. So it's like, don't try to play me like I'm just some average bodybuilder. I'm an average professional bodybuilder that can play around with my body and make it do what I want it to do. It just sounds crazy, but on the record, I did not see his post. Then we got on our channel and started talking about that. I stated that first, but that just goes to show that he was just nitpicking and trying to find anything negative that you were saying and ran with it, because if he had said as a whole how he's saying now, he should have put that in his whole description of what he was typing out. He signaled out the channel, and then he threw us both in there as trolls, but that's just a subliminal. And that's an easy way for people to hide behind subliminals. And that's the same thing that got everybody who I got into it with in this business into hot water with me, behind subliminals. All I need is to find a little bit of, yeah, that's about me. And then I just go. You see what I'm saying? But hey, it is what it is.
It is what it is. And, you made mention to it, or maybe we were having a discussion about it, how Chris PSYCO Lewis got to where he is. And he did work under Charles Glass. And,
Right.
It kind of just seems like, we don't, I don't want to get into it right now with that, but, he is where he is because he's kind of,
Piggybacking off of who's
the
already
coattails
there.
of Charles Glass type of thing. Yeah. And he's got Andrew Jack as maybe his biggest client. And then, right, he sees me make a comment about Andrew, and me not being that impressed with his shape right now, which
Right.
means his conditioning at 11 weeks out. And then I had Steve Weinberger on the show, and Steve said, yeah, I agree with you. He's a little too heavy. He's a little too big. And that was that. That's
Right.
not, I don't think, is that trash talking? I don't think it is. I think
No,
it's
that's
just critiquing.
stating your opinion on what you see, because to you want to see more.
Yep.
Me, I'm from way back in the day. So I'm like, okay, I know how these guys get. So I'm used to the older era at the same time, but just to think that I seen his post and all of a sudden I'm agreeing with him for the era. No, I grew up in that era. I'm like one of the oldest guys on the stage. It's like probably only like 4 active old bodybuilders and I'm one of them,
Yeah.
So it's like, knock it off, dude. Get off that high horse.
Yeah.
For no reason.
Just imagine like Matt Jensen coming out and attacking, Nick Strength and Power or something and saying,
right,
this guy's trashing bodybuilding and, blah, blah. He doesn't know what he's talking about. And I'm just like, wow. And not one time, but like 5 consecutive times on
Yeah.
your live stream, just
Yeah.
going in on a YouTube channel based off
What
one
was,
comment.
yeah. And what blew my mind was how he went right after the interview with you and poked fun
Yeah.
of the interview,
Yeah.
you know, and talking with a man lady who's not showing her face, and they both getting shits and giggles out of it. And it's like, come on now, who's really trolling? Who's really playing with this?
There we go.
Because the one thing a person cannot say about me or take full credit about me is that they built me from the ground up.
Yeah.
They can't ever say that, you know, because let's be real, 12 weeks, how did you make me that great in 12 weeks? I was already there. All I had to do was start putting back the food and drugs.
Yeah.
Yes, you played a big part of it, but I played a bigger part of it because I did the work.
Yeah.
You know, I did the work. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I just hate when these so-called coaches, gurus, whatever they want to label themselves as, attach themselves to someone that's already there.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they really get the right pitch thrown to them and they hit it out the park, then they try to make it seem like they just bringing out greatness, you know, because they just lie on my name. Because this is the thing, I'm not afraid of him, no one. So why would I keep on saying I didn't block you? I didn't tell, like you could go off of somebody going to you and say that I said that you didn't coach me. Man, my brother did it. First off, I coach me and my brother. My brother ain't ever coached me. You know, my brother is there to assist me if I need him. Haven't worked with my brother in years. You see what I'm saying? But far as me and my brother did it, and for him to believe somebody, he said 3 people's in his gym, for him to believe that instead of the person that's actually putting the information out there to everybody to see, you know, because in reality, how many people that he deal with praised his name besides Mac Truck? Not one. Not one. You see, and everybody he worked with all got rid of him.
Yes.
Long list. So
A
it's
long
like,
list.
don't get so up on your pedestal to think that you're better than, because you're not. Because the last time I checked, I'm the professional. You're not.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not throwing it in nobody's face. I'm never the one to say, oh, I'm better than you, or I don't do that type of stuff. I just go off of, I lead with my actions. I poke at a person, but that was all news to me to find out how he truly feel about me after 2019. So you carrying this chip on your shoulder all this time. So that just says a lot about his character, not about mine.
Well, Mac, I'll pause you here because Chris Psycho Lewis is in the chat and he's making some comments. So, and another thing too, you mentioned when he does his live streams with, I don't know who that person is when he does it. Who is that? Who always is? There's no video of the person.
Supposed to be tech support, some women that help him out with the stuff. But the thing is, she's more of an instigator because she's not out in the field to actually know what anybody is doing. She's not even knowing a person's character. She's not knowing much of anything, because the way I display my character, I display it with respect. Now, he want to sit here and say, oh, he's talking about gangster and Crip. You, last time I checked, you supposed to be in a Crip. You was always egging my brother on about wearing red all the time. So pick and choose. You either Crippin' or you not. You know, or you know, you from that streets or you not. Don't get mad because I know how to juggle and wear all my hats, you know, and I only go to certain areas and aspects of my life when people take me there, you know, because it's like, I'm not ashamed of who I am, you know, and where I'm from. I'm not ashamed of it.
Yeah. And then you have this person in his live streams that's just like his cheerleader, and whatever he says is correct. I mean, what's the point of even doing live streaming? You just got the cheerleader, you know, egging you on, and it's just a sad. It's sad to see what he's doing, but it is what it is. And so let's continue on here, guys. I know the audio is kind of funky, guys, a little bit of echo, but I'm trying to control the sound as best as I can through this.
Even as I watch these videos again, I'm on here to tell you the difference between what Steve said and what you said. In your video,
no, sorry, I was saying before, but we're in the context, because actually that's a good point. Because I guess when you say Steve said it and then I say it, you respect what Steve says. Of course, he's the head judge. But when I say the same words, you won't respect it and you'll go and trash me. So because Steve Weinberger says Andrew Jack is too heavy, is that Steve trash talking an athlete, or is he just giving a constructive criticism like I do as well? What's the difference?
Okay, you said we weren't gonna cut each other off, and it seems you cut me off several times.
Okay, I apologize. You can continue. Sorry about that.
Okay, so allow me to speak. So the difference between what you and Steve said, Steve said, I think he's too heavy for 11 weeks out, but I don't know. Maybe he has a fast metabolism. So this is why I wanted to come on here. That's not what you said. You
I
said,
said it.
I am not impressed.
Yeah, that's my opinion.
You're right.
That's your opinion. Are you told about the other part of it where I'm like, I hope I hope he nails it for the Olympia.
I said that he has a fast metabolism.
And that's why I'm so yeah, like do not bring that up, or you just focus on the part that you don't like. Is that your narrative? You get to pick and choose? Tell both sides of the story. Okay.
You keep kind of cutting me off a little bit.
Well, I gotta make points so the viewers have context. That's
okay. I'll tell you what. You talk and then allow me to speak.
Go ahead. That's it. I just want to make sure the narrative on the way that I was.
That's okay. So guys, why I have to get my point in when he's talking, because he's trying to create a narrative that I'm trash talking these bodybuilders and then not, finishing my sentence when I'm talking about Andrew Jack in particular, when I said I'm not impressed, but I think he can be the Mr. Olympia. I'm hard on Andrew Jack because I want him to come in condition. That's what Steve Weinberger is saying. Andrew needs to work on his conditioning. And when you see a guy that, in my opinion, looks a little heavy for 11 weeks out, I'm going to be hard on him. I'm going to critique his physique, right? And that's all it is. But at the end of my sentence, I'm saying, I think this guy can be the Mr. Olympia. I think he's got a great physique. But Chris PSYCO Lewis won't mention that. He'll just pick the part he doesn't like, what I've said about his athlete, and then run with it. So I'm giving context as to what I'm completely saying about these bodybuilders, so he doesn't win that narrative as if I'm trash talking bodybuilders by critiquing their physiques. That's what I'm doing. I'm not saying Andrew Jack look like shit, his back is weak, his legs are small.
Right.
That's trash talking, guys.
Right.
Right. We got to get the difference between trash talking and constructive criticism. Right. And then Chris PSYCO Lewis wants to go on these rants about me, critiquing physiques and call it trash talking. I'm going to tell you to choose your words wisely and don't take to the internet to disrespect me and my name. All right, Chris.
Right.
That's it, man. I'm not going to let you do that.
King Andrew's physique, full transparency. I just played the video. I said he's a little on the heavy side. I would expect him to be.
And Mac Truck in the chat, Chris PSYCO Lewis says, "Can't wait to see you against Stan." 20 people told me.
I don't care.
The fuck?
Like,
what are you trying to?
I don't care. Tell him to get on stage with me then.
You
get on stage with me then. While you're on the sideline cheerleading, I can't wait to be on stage with none of the guys that's doing their thing. Stan is one of the guys that's doing his shit. I said it, and I said it on the Menace. I said it on our station plenty of times. I never said nothing negative about Stan. You know what I'm saying? I said I want to stand next to him. What's wrong with that? You know what I'm saying? Chris, he's a fan of this channel. Like he said, maybe y'all can cook up a deal and have a podcast. So you sitting here throwing stones because you want the attention to try to get on the channel. So, okay, you're a little jealous that Mac Truck is on this channel. I understand that. But you step on stage with me. Yeah. One thing for sure, I'm 8 weeks out and my physique looks way better than 8 weeks out when he was working with me, period. Yep. And I'm like 25 pounds heavier. And I'm not taking much of nothing. I'm taking Tran A, Sust, weird mixes, right? EQ, Master on P. I'm not doing no insulin right now. I took that out for a week, and I'm not doing no growth hormone or anything like that. So a new week coming, I'm adding something else. Now I will add the anadrol. So it's like I play around with my mixes. I play with this. I'm good at what I do, and I don't have to take it serious. So I can't wait till you see me stand next to him. Like, really? Like, he's a big ass baby, period.
Yeah.
Period.
Exactly.
Like he can't pick my physique apart while he's sitting there talking that smack. He can't pick my physique apart. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Especially for somebody that he know for a fact eat exactly what I want when I want. Exactly what I want when I want. And if I want to drink alcohol, I could drink that all the way up to the stage. So you point out some bodybuilders that you work with that do exactly that. He can't do that. So if a person do beat me, oh well, they've been still on the gas. I haven't been on the gas for what, 3 years?
Yeah.
Like, really? Like, you better knock it off. You better knock
Yeah.
it off.
Yeah.
You better knock it off.
I'm gonna get this guy out of here because it's just he's on a timeout.
What happened now?
Just dealing with the chatter in there. Anyways, I removed the negativity from the chat, so we'll leave it there. Okay, so let's continue. This is a long video. Let's try and get through as much as we can.
I was at the end, and he could dominate at the Olympia. I said those words. You didn't talk about the second part of my sentence. You just talked about the first part of my sentence. And you just stopped.
Matt,
That's
sorry,
it.
Matt, but you keep cutting me off. You're not letting me.
Okay, now that the viewers know you can speak, I just needed to get the full context because you
Yep.
can't limit yourself.
So, okay, so, you played the videos. I'm reacting to the videos.
Yeah, but you're just.
And honestly, I'm triggered again.
Okay.
You're not let me tell you what triggered.
Okay.
You have never seen Andrew and the conditioning that he is 11 weeks out. Nor has Steve. So you don't know what his metabolism is. That's what Steve said. I don't know. Maybe he has a super crazy metabolism. Okay? Now, I don't want to do too much stuff on here or what we do and how we do things here at PSYCO, but his conditioning has never been a problem since he's been with me and Mr. Aceto. Never. The look for the Arnold is exactly what we want. The look for Texas is exactly what we wanted. The look for the Olympia is exactly what we wanted.
Okay, let's pause there. So the look for the Olympia
is exactly what they wanted.
Does Andrew Jack know that?
God.
Damn. I hope Andrew Jack sees this part of the video because
Andrew wanted to win.
He wanted to win for fucking Mr. Olympia.
He wanted to win.
He didn't want to get fifth. He didn't want to look, I mean, he wasn't, I mean, Andrew, even fifth was maybe a little bit much for Andrew because his conditioning wasn't on par, right? His legs didn't have good separation. And, he could have been a lot tighter. If he was tighter, he probably would have been up in that third place. Probably could surpass Samson. So this is the look, Chris, that you think that this was exactly what you wanted Andrew Jack to look like at the Olympia. That's surprising. That's actually pretty shocking.
In the Arnold, he said.
In the Arnold.
In the Arnold.
Wow. Okay. All right. Wow. Okay. That's breaking news here, guys. Wow. That's the way he wanted Andrew to look exactly that way. That was perfectly planned. That's exactly. And then that's what you get is fifth place, right? Wow. Andrew Jack has way more potential than fifth place at the Olympia. So I don't know if he's aligned with the right person. If that's
first place material. He's first place material.
First place material. Andrew Jack could be a multi-time Mr. Olympia. And absolutely. You need somebody in his corner that's going to direct them with the right expectation as up to how you need to look on stage with the right conditioning on that stage. And PSYCO Lewis just said, we put Andrew Jack on the Olympus stage exactly where we want him to look. Interesting. Let's continue.
Wow.
Wasn't the right look for the comparisons. Just wasn't. I can get Andrew in any shape that I want to.
Okay. Then why don't we have those hamstrings and glutes?
Doing his nutrition too?
Damn.
You doing his nutrition? Because a lot of that got to do with the nutrition as well.
It does.
So wow, one man band. I can do, not we.
What I want to come on and say, people don't understand what fat is. They don't understand what fat is. Fat is stored energy. All I have to do is burn it off.
Okay, then why is Andrew having an issue with the fat, especially from the backside? Again, this is about how he talks as if he knows all this stuff, and then your athlete isn't where it needs to be. That's another interesting point.
It's my genetic. there's a number of ways that I can get him in shape. The Arnold, we wanted to show everybody that he can be in shape. Texas, we wanted a little bit fuller because we didn't win the Arnold. So we thought to bring him in fuller, and we thought we would modify that condition for the Olympia. It wasn't the right way. We needed
Why
to
not
go
do both, conditioning and fullness?
Yeah, conditioning and fullness. It doesn't seem like he knows what to do with Andrew. Like he's like
No.
experimenting with
Exactly.
Andrew. He just kind of alluded to it there. He's like, well, we didn't do this, so we were trying to change this, and we're trying to. I mean, again, we can pick it apart. Again, it is what it is. Coaching athletes is not easy, but you have some athletes that get into the sport and they have a great track record with the right coach. And
Right.
it sounds like I don't know if he's making excuses, but I wouldn't want that out there. But my coach talking like about that private kind of this didn't work or this worked and etc. Like just leave that. But he's saying it here, so we'll keep listening.
So it wasn't an accident, nor is it ever been. So when a plane lands,
oh man, this analogy.
Oh God, this analogy.
But you guys don't know Andrew's conditioning when we get him. We've never done progress pictures. Yeah. Now, you understand about that. Now this is the issue. Andrew or any kind of trainer, I don't just focus on Andrew. They pass thousands and thousands of gyms to come here and live with me and train in my little small 5,000 square foot gym. They pass 1,000 gyms. So the question is, why do they come here? This is bodybuilding. It's a circle. And you can be on the outside of that circle and you can never know what's in the inside. You'll never know. Even if you peek over the fence, you never know. So it's only a few people in the world that are inside that circle. And I like to say I'm one of them. So
I've been in that circle since I was an NPC bodybuilder.
Yeah. Oh man.
Oh my goodness.
I guess all the YouTubers, Nick Strength and Power, hey, EP09, if you're in here still, you're not allowed to critique these athletes.
The top 10.
Because you're not in that circle, as we just saw. You're not in that circle. And you can give your critiques because you're not at the level of Chris Psycho Lewis. So your critiques means nothing. So I'm just going to put that out there.
I'm not the person that tells Andrew how to work out. I'm not the.
So you're not the person that tells Andrew how to work out. What?
He just said he could change his body how he want, and he brought him in how he wanted him to be. But then on the minutes, he blamed everything on Chris Aceto on why the night before he said he was going to be blowing people's minds or something you never seen. And then he showed up and it was the opposite. And Dennis James asked him about that and he put it on Chris Aceto.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It's like, when are you going to take accountability for your shit? Just take accountability for yours.
Yep.
That's it.
Don't blame Chris Aceto. That's a low blow. You don't blame Chris, right? You don't know what's going on with them, right? So, and to say, oh, it was Chris Aceto as well, or whatever he said. I don't know what he said, but
that's on the Menace podcast. On the Menace,
because we'll watch that podcast.
Yeah, they gave him an hour, so you don't got to watch it all day. They just gave him an hour.
Yeah, just an hour. So, okay, let's continue.
I'm the person that convinces Andrew that he can do it. And anybody that is not going to talk about that narrative and say, I am not impressed, they either can't see it, and I need to tell them that right there.
So you got to agree with him.
So I have to agree with you, Chris Psycho Lewis. I can't have an opinion. I can't have an opinion. Nope. It just, I can't. Wow, brother. Wow. That's interesting. You're on another level, I guess.
You need counseling, bro. You really need counseling. He needs counseling because he's a one-sided street.
Yeah.
You know, he's not a team player that believes in traffic goes both directions. He wanted to only go his direction because what did Gen C have to do with anything? We just seen some young mid 20-year-olds dominating the industry. So they're or whatever the hell the case may be, whatever he want to call it, you see, like it's amazing how he's going off a ranking on stage performances on who have the right to say something and who don't.
Yeah.
He don't have no rank on the stage. None.
No.
So
Chris Psycho Lewis never has competed on stage, has he?
He's stepped on before, but I don't know how he did because he didn't he didn't do anything, bottom line.
Yeah.
He didn't do nothing. You know, and that's the thing that's mind blowing to me is because he have no stage airtime and he keep on throwing all these daggers. He like, oh, can't wait to see you on stage with Stan. Get your popcorn because it's gonna be a movie. Because at the end of the day, Stan has a guru. Mac Truck has himself. So if I stand next to Stan, what they gotta say? What do that say? That says a lot. By me getting myself prepared to actually step on that stage with doing it myself, what does that say? It says a lot about Mac Truck in a positive light, regardless how I place. Because I have no guru. I have no help. You see what I'm saying? I am the help. I'm my own help. It's always been like that. You see, so what he's doing is trying to poke and clown someone that's really doing it from the ground up. And he can't say that he has. He attached himself to somebody that's already there. Like, really?
Yeah, it's interesting because at the end of the day, you were really and let's go back to Andrew. You were really defending Andrew and saying he looked great at the guest posing.
Yeah.
And you were defending him. And I just find that interesting. And then, we went into the kind of thing where he kind of calls you out because he says you blocked him. And then he tells me that, he thinks that you threatened him. And I was like, no, dude, he's not threatening you. Right. And
nah, at all. Because this is the thing. I don't have to threaten it. I don't have to threaten anyone. Let's be honest. Like he put in the thing, said, I'm not like Cali or Big Boy. You're not going to do me like that. I would probably do you worse because I thought you was my friend, but you was just a snake. You was feeling some type of way about me while I was rooting and cheering you on, and promoting you behind your back and in front of your back. On every platform I ever got on, I always promoted this man, you know what I'm saying, when it pertains bodybuilding. So for me to just find out you felt some type of way about me, I wouldn't dare treat you like them. I would treat you worse because you got to remember, I know too much and I know too many people and I get too much respect to ever have to threaten someone or to say what I'm going to do. I'm not the one to say what I'm going to do to someone. Like, that's just stupid. It makes no sense because I didn't even get that heated to where I feel like I have to send something through that way. It's not that important. You know what I'm saying? He's a nobody out here for someone to come from the streets. He's really like not a reputable. He's a non-factor, period. So I have nothing to gain off of that. All I said is stop lying on my name, because if you continue lying on my name, you're going to force me, because my name and my respect is what I have out here. The end of the day, that's all I have.
He seems to have a track. He seems to have a track record with like calling people out, and then it's not cool. It's not cool. But let's continue, because again, he's not here. He's in the chat, so if he wants to, chat along, go ahead and speak your mind.
Extremely well. And I'm only saying extremely well because I respect everybody in that top 10. I wish I could have
only top 10.
But all the guys right now in bodybuilding, I love them. It's a brotherhood. So I won't disrespect you. So it's a descent. So when you say something like that, then you say, it looks like you blew his waistline out, or it looks his waistline look a little thick. Do you know how much Andrew weighed on that stage?
What was it, 310 or 37, 316?
So just one moment here, guys. So I see you guys in the chat, and Chris Psycho Lewis said, I don't want to talk in a conversation with Mac Truck. So you don't get to have it your way, Chris. You don't come out and say, I ain't coming on the show with Mac. I got nothing to say to Mac. And then people are like, send Chris the link to the Zoom so he can join in. Fuck that shit. Want me on there. Fuck that shit. You already me on there. Chris, get your head right, because now you want to come and talk to Mac.
He didn't want me on there.
You didn't want, I tried to set that up. So people in the comments, I tried to get Mac and Chris Lewis together on the show to do an interview together. And he said, no, I want nothing to do with Mac Truck. I don't want to be on there with him. I got nothing to do with Mac Truck. So,
like I really did something to this dude. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. I didn't do nothing to this dude. You see? So for him to create these narratives in his own mind about me is crazy because, like I said, there's multiple platforms besides my own where I spoke highly on this dude. I even spoke highly on this dude on this channel.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Did.
And it's like, it just goes to show that he don't know how to take accountability for his own wrongdoing. You know, you walked around for years with a chip on your shoulder behind somebody telling you some hearsay instead of you hitting me up and saying, Mac, hey, I heard whoop this. We could have easily cleared that up. Easily. Because I'm not afraid of that dude. So why would I have to say one thing and say the other? The one thing I'm always say is I have a strong percentage in my preps with whoever I choose to work with. No one is ever going to take the full wheel because they still got to know and learn what I learned about my body. Period. Yep. You see what I'm saying? And it's stated in the one video I posted when he was talking to Dave, like, Mac told me I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't do this, I can't do that. He said, so I listened to him to see, and I realized he really can't do that stuff. He really need all of that other stuff. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, I gave you the cheat code for me, so you don't have to experiment and make me decline. You see what I'm saying? So it's like people walk around here and they mad at their own life on how things are spinning, and they just try to tear anything around them down. I guess he feel like I ain't popping in bodybuilding enough to even have a voice, but in reality and in real life, not just in the streets, I'm popping. So he might want to stop because I'm someone you might want to still have a connection with because I can make things happen with anything. He called me on all type of stuff. Like I'm not just this peon. I just played around with it because I was raising kids, you know, while still trying to do this, you know. So it's like I juggled so much. And I ain't make no excuse, never, ever made an excuse on anything I've done. So for him to just keep on insinuating that I did something and said something when I say I clearly didn't, it says a lot about his character, because clearly he didn't know Mac Truck the way he felt like he did, because maybe he intimidated. He felt like he couldn't ask me.
Yeah. Well, I just want to stop there because if he thought that you blocked him, pick up the motherfucking phone and give Mac Truck a call. Say, hey, did you block me on Instagram?
Yeah, because that page was taken down. Instagram took that page because I kept on talking about political stuff, poking at Joe Biden for so long, and they wind up taking my page. And then it took me a minute to get it back. And when I got it back, I was already back on my backup, smaller page, more active on that one. And then tech support, the woman that's always in the background, she been following me on that one. When she posts stuff, I like it and everything. So all along, you was feeling some type of way about me too, instead of addressing it. So it's like I'm dealing with two cowards. I'm just one man, and I'm giving y'all praises, and y'all getting a kick out of it, but feeling some type of way about me, you know. And now he trying to create some narrative with Stan. I'm reading between the lines. If Stan want to fall for it, shame on him. I don't care. I don't care.
There's nothing between Stan and Mac Truck, dude. Mac's going to compete. He's doing it for himself, for no one else, right? And he's got nothing to prove or nothing to lose. So that's it, right? I mean, we know where Stan is, and we know where Mac is, and their physiques. Mac's going to get up there and hopefully get a comparison, and that's it. He's not saying he's going to beat Stan or he's going to beat this guy or that guy. He's just going up on stage and do his thing, and we should support that. Right, we shouldn't try and pair these two against each other, which looks like Chris is trying to do in the comment there. So that's just not cool.
That's what he's doing, but that's cool because if he gonna do that, I could take it a notch higher, and he don't want to do that with me. He don't, and I'm not sending out no threats because it's not in my nature to threaten no one.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
Kids. I threaten my kids when I say I'll take something. You see what I'm saying? I raise my voice to my kids. I don't raise my voice to grown men. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, if he want to keep on trying to find people that he could pin against me, say less. Say less. That's all
Yeah.
I gotta say is say less. Because I
Well,
know where we stand. I know
Yeah.
where we stand, so I know what it is. You know,
Yeah.
and his
You know,
character is just
well, his character
damaged.
was very evident on when he went on these live streams and just went on and on and on and on about us and about in Muscle Discord. And I'm just
And
like,
tagging
wow.
everybody to the
And
first
tagging
post.
people, trying to get it out
That's the
there so
reason
more people will see it.
why
That's
like
trashy. That's trashy,
people
bro.
liked it. They didn't know what he was doing.
You're
And
57 years old, bro. What are you doing?
yeah,
Get it together.
man.
I just,
Life has been good to me,
geez.
dude.
Yeah, man. I mean, I want to, have a positive spin to this, and it's just like, did he not see all the videos that you were posting of him, coaching you and the kudos you were giving him and on, you were just
Yeah,
doing that like 2 weeks ago. You were posting all this
man,
stuff
I'm
about
back
him.
on fire. It took me a long time to mentally get back on fire. And all I did is went into my archives on the last moment when I was feeling like myself and on fire, and and then it's like you could go on both my page and scroll down. I always, even after the competition, would post stuff with him. You know what I'm saying? Because I show gratitude because I thought that was my friend. You see what I'm saying? But like I said, he wasn't gonna listen to not much of nothing with my voice in it because he feels some type of way. He like a woman. That's what women do. Men don't do that.
Yeah, they don't go to social media and like, oh, like five live streams and then
Because
like go like you're 57, man. What?
Yeah, like I only take to YouTube once a person and put too much fire on it because I use my platforms. Don't get mad because I use my platforms. And when I speak transparent. I don't sit here and lie. And why would I lie when I air my own lifestyle out there? You know what I'm saying? My own dirty laundry. And like people see the good and the bad when it pertains to Mack Truck. Because at the end of the day, when my time is up, my kids and grandkids are gonna be able to go on that channel. They're gonna be able to see their granddaddy went through hard times. They're gonna see his granddaddy went through mental breakdowns. They're gonna see his granddaddy lived the life, had the fast cars, fast bikes, money, everything else. They're gonna see it. They're gonna see what their granddaddy was.
Yeah, so I wanna jump in here a sec because people in the comments are like, oh, send them the link, send them the link. Need I remind you guys what Chris told me, that he didn't want to be a part of uh, a conversation
with this guy.
with Mack Truck because that gangster shit. I don't want it. I'm not about that gangster shit. Mack Truck, that's what he's about. I'm not about that. I want to talk to that man. So don't come in the comments here, Chris Psycho Lewis, and say you want me to send you the link so you can come talk to Mack now. You lost that opportunity when you talk shit about him like that to me.
Right.
Okay? That's done. You're not going to come on this platform. Your video's here. Your words are here. We're watching the video. That's it. You already said what you had to say. That's it. So we're going to leave it there. You said you didn't want to talk on the show with Mack Truck. You don't get the flip flop here because maybe you look bad now. You want to come on and try and say some shit. It's not going to happen, right?
That's a guess, right?
Well, that's what they said. That's what was said on the live stream.
Who said?
I think it was someone in the. I didn't you say that? You were in the chat.
No, that wasn't me. That wasn't me.
No. Bob Chick said you are 364 pounds over, and I think he meant through 16. Bob said it on the live stream.
Bob doesn't know how much.
Okay, well, I'll talk to Bob about it.
He doesn't know how much.
I'm saying Bob doesn't know.
No, he doesn't. How would he know?
Well, he said it on stage in front of the whole crowd, so maybe he talked to Andrew backstage. I don't know.
Okay, maybe he's 360. All right, maybe I'm wrong.
I think it's 316, but. Yeah.
Okay, so listen. Andrew.
Well, you train Andrew, so you should know his.
Yeah, you should know his weight.
Exactly. So I'm not talking about, I know his weight.
Yeah.
So Andrew being that weight and that size, I was extremely excited. I was like, yes. I know what he's eating. I know what he's doing. I know his workouts, and I was.
But before you just said you don't know what you're not training him, so you're not sending him his workouts. So you're contradicting yourself, Chris Psycho Lewis. Are you lying to me in this? I don't like, again, it's just speculation.
The value.
No, it's not hope. Okay, no.
Yeah.
Do you understand? I can't hope it. I tell my clients all the time, you have to want it more than me.
Yeah.
So if I wanted this much, they have to want it that much. And if I wanted that much, they have to have one much. So I don't hope, I just do. I don't see negativity. So the difference, like I said, what Steve said, maybe he has a super crazy metabolism and he's at, but I don't know. It's 11 weeks out. Trust me. You'll be happy. You'll be happy.
That's all we want, because we see the potential in Andrew, and every time I make a statement or I critique his physique and I say this or that, I say, man, I want this guy to dominate the stage. I want him to win the fucking Mr. Olympia because he has that physique to do it. And so why I took such offense to your comments, and why you just went way all in on me on your Instagram. I was like, I'm not trash talk. I think we got to get the words we choose and the words we use on Instagram and choose them wisely, because trash talking is, to me, is like, his back looks like shit. His legs look fucking small. That's trash talking. Saying, oh, his condition, I feel like his condition could be a little bit better. I still want to win the Mr. Olympia. He's a phenomenal competitor. To me, that's not trash talking. And you're putting me in that context of the trash talker. And I think maybe you got a little bit emotional and overreacted and had to go on social media and just dig in me and do that. And do you feel like you overreacted, or is that you're sticking with your statement and you think I'm a trash talker? I'm destroying the bodybuilding community. I have your athlete on. I'm interviewing Ronald Gordon, doing live streams for 4 or 5 hours in the community, giving people access to the show. I'm promoting shows. I've been doing this for a long time, and for you to call me out as a trash talker, destroying the community, you can see why I take some offense to that.
Well, let me explain. We know who you are. Let me explain who I am. I lived with Chris Cormier. I trained with Chris Cormier. I trained with Flex Ware. I've assisted Charles training Dennis James.
I'm not speaking to that.
And that's like I said, I'm not disputing. I don't know why he wanted to talk about that. We know you live with Chris and you've trained, like you've been in the industry for 30 years. I've been, not out in the open about my background, like you have, right? So I explained myself to my viewers who don't know me.
Contest.
Yeah. So I guess he wanted to talk about Chris Cormier and stuff like that. I mean, okay, but it's like, this is about you calling me out about me trash talking bodybuilders when I don't think I did. I just critique people's physiques constructively and wish them the best because I can see the potential in them.
It's not about Chris Cormier. I just want to know why you said those statements so harshly about
Exactly.
What was that called for? Was that called for just making a critique of an athlete on my channel? Right. And then invite me onto my show and say, hey, give me your perspective. Maybe I'm seeing things improperly. You can come on and we can have a talk. But instead, you deny me that and go on social media and go on your rants for 5 days straight. Don't you think that's a little extreme?
Very.
No. Okay. That's what a normal 57-year-old does. This is their time.
Not taking accountability. I expect that from women, not men.
Damn.
Your guns. I want everyone in the industry to see this. I want Steve, I want Jemani, I want all of them to see how you are going on social media, doing this how involved I am in this community. Right. And I invited you on my show. Let's have a cordial discussion about Andrew Jack. I made some comments on him. You were at my live stream. You made some comments and said, hey man, come on in, let's talk about it. Instead, you go do this. This is how you
are you going to let me see?
I just want to get those facts on. That's all.
Yeah, there's a guy in the comments saying Chris should stand by what he's saying in the current video playing. Exactly. I don't need to have Chris on this show right now. He already said he didn't want to be on the show with you, so I don't know what the
because if he come on, you're gonna have to take me off the show because he don't want to be on the show with Mac Truck.
Exactly.
And we only did that to be courteous. It took a lot for us both to figure that out because we kept going back and forth over it for a whole 24 hours, you know. And he got to understand that both of us played a part with him, allowing him to step on the platform.
Yeah.
You know, even though I knew he was going to have some ill stuff to say, even though after the ill stuff he already said prior to trying to, set up the interview and everything, you know, stuff that's not even been out there that we know he said. And so it's just, we just had to be professional and non-biased. You see what I'm saying? And, you know, I just never seen you this high, because I never seen you cutting people's off in an interview. Like I just never seen this part. So I know it was a real tough interview to do, because
the fact that I bring him on, the fact that I bring someone on that's trash talking me on social media. And for the commenters that's saying Nick Strength and Power, even Fozzy grew their channels by critiquing objectively. What's their objective? Right? What's the difference between critiquing and talking someone down? What am I talking down when I say I think the guy's a little too heavy for 11 weeks out?
We're not holding hands here, man. We're not holding hands.
You can go watch those channels and have the nice, pretty view and the sensitive, you know, view of things. But I say it like it is. I just say it like it is. I'm not trying. I don't hold back. It's uncensored. And if you can't handle it, don't. If you can't handle it, don't watch my channel. I'm sorry. Unsubscribe. Go. Right. I don't care. Just people that in the comments are just like these crybabies.
Yeah. Like, not to cut you off, but to go on to that a little more. What they're not understanding is we both give different points of views. Yeah. You said how you feel about it. They overlooking the fact that I was speaking from an old school standpoint when Sean Roden used to be super fat and then he'll show up and looking amazing, and then off season, and like even Ronnie Coleman and everybody, like, you know, we talked about that in that live stream. But we have somebody come and pick one thing and they want to spend something so their name can ring, but their name is not ringing in a positive light anyway in this industry. You see what I'm saying? And we just gonna call a spade a spade. So it's like we not sitting here where we both just agree with the same thing all the time. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. And in this situation, we both had two different outlooks about it, but they want to sit here and keep on drilling on what you said, you know, and that right there is not fair. That's not fair at all.
It's not. Let's try and get through more of this here.
Okay.
You want me to be seen or you want me to be heard?
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, but it seems like every time I stop talking, you keep regurgitating.
Because I'm trying to keep us focused here. I don't want to go on around about you live with Chris Cormier. That has nothing to do with this conversation.
Then why did you give me your facts, sir?
Because that is the narrative that you're putting out there about me. I'm not talking about Chris Cormier. I don't know. That has nothing to do with this conversation.
I'm talking about me. That I have trained with and trained the highest level of bodybuilders in this please, sir, in this industry for over 25 years. And they cannot have any negativity put upon their name or what they have to do.
So he's basically saying you can't critique him, Matt. You can't say he's too heavy because he can't take it. He can't take that criticism of his physique because it's going to screw him up in his prep or something. And he's
crap.
Oh my God! Like I can't handle the comments on the social media. My God, what am I going to do? So that's what he's saying. My God, like holy shit, bro! Right? This is a grown ass man. Andrew is a grown ass man. He's a 300-pound bodybuilder. He's a genetic freak, and you tell me we can't critique his physique because it's going to hurt his feelings, or like I'm not understanding that narrative.
Andrew could care less about that.
I think he does care less.
He's
Why are you speaking on behalf of Andrew?
You know, he can care less, dude. He can care less. Andrew gave them what they asked for. They say bigger legs. He brought that on that stage. Bottom line. So he gave them what they asked for. How it, like in certain people's eyes, in my eyes, it looked good to me because I still seen abs. I still seen a six pack, you know, and I can still see lines in the legs. However, his legs was extremely big, but I feel like his metabolism is extremely fast. Within 11 weeks can do something. I think he could do a lot within 11 weeks. That's more than enough time because I can recall Dexter used to just do like 8 weeks and wasn't doing cardio. Dexter was, you know, like, and he would change his physique tremendously, you know. So it's like I've witnessed, you know, close up with a lot of these guys on how they can change their bodies, especially with watching Sean Roden go from 4 weeks out, 3 weeks out, butterball, and then touch that stage phenomenal, you know. So it can happen, and that's all we were saying. You just like, nah, I want to see more because it's 11 weeks. we both is entitled to our own opinion at the end of the day.
And so did
And we
Steve.
don't
Steve
have
said the
to
same
agree.
thing. Like, I'm like, Steve said the same thing, man. No, I think he's a little
Yeah.
too heavy.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. I guess Steve's trash talking now. I guess you don't want
It's
Andrew to
different
see
because
Steve's comments. Damn.
it's different because Steve, he's high ranking. And that's
Yes.
another thing. He said that he respect all the top 10 Olympians. But what he failed to realize is everybody that qualified to do the Olympia from 16th, 17th, 18th place on to the top 10 is somebody to respect. Everyone that actually step on the stage from the NPC level to the natural level, everyone that step on the stage to get judged and ridiculed on what their weaknesses are deserves some respect.
Yep.
But for him to pick and choose and think that he can only respect the top 10 and those that's high, it shows how weak he is. Because me personally, I respect anyone that can put on some trunks, put on some oil, some tan, and go out there and get picked apart. Because that's what we do. We go out there for them to find the worst thing on us, not the best thing, because that's how they mark us by all the negatives. And then, you know, the less negatives you have, you win. And he just have a effed up way of thinking, you know, because if that's all he gonna respect, what you gonna do about the ones that's up and coming? You have no respect for them right now. You have no respect for them.
Yeah. You just said that in the video here. It's like, I respect the top 10.
Yeah.
What about the top 16, the top 17?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Okay, let's keep this going because we got to go in New York Pro.
Zero.
Get long.
Ron Gordon is not my buddy. We don't talk. My job is to get him to the next level. Andrew is not my buddy. We don't talk. I probably said 30 words to him since I've known him in the time that I have. We have nothing to talk about. We're getting him to the next level.
Terrible.
We're not buddy.
I wouldn't even let nobody know that.
Let me go back here again. It's a little frozen.
Your client don't even want to talk to you.
Yeah, man. Like, you're supposed to be like best friends with your client. Like, you want a personal relationship with who you're coaching. He's like, I don't want to be friends with this guy. I want to be friends with Ronald Gordon. I just want to train him. That's it. Okay. That's a different perspective.
Phenomenal too.
Ron was great. I had Ron on the show. I mean, that guy was like unbelievable, right? Mm-hmm. And I guess I'm trash talking bodybuilders. I guess I'm tearing down the community.
I just wish Ron would going to off-season prep so soon.
Yeah.
I wish he would have did another. I wish he would have did the cow.
Yeah.
Because that dude, like, he brought his body up to another level.
I was pushing him to do another show. I said, Ronald, man, why are you shutting it down? And like, oh, we gotta shut it down. We're gonna put on like, dude, you're shredded. Go do another show. But I guess they talked with his coach and you shut it down. So again, I'm the trash talker, bringing on guys like Ronald Gordon that don't get a lot of limelight out there, and bring them on the show. And Ronald says, "Hey, Matt," goes out of his way to say, "Hey, Matt, I love what you're doing. You're professional. You're doing a great job." And then you have PSYCO Lewis trashing me on social media.
Yeah.
Does it make sense?
It makes absolutely none.
So I just want to make sure.
I think you should do?
Yeah.
I think when Ron get deep into this off season, you should interview him again and see how it's going and where he at.
Yeah.
Just to keep some form of momentum for him, because his last showing was great. I just think that he should have stayed on the gas, because if I was in his shoes, the way he was looking, I'd have stayed on the gas.
Damn. Like,
with his conditioning, he could afford to not come down too much to where the legs start depleting a little bit, because he's tall. So,
but even for a tall guy, his legs look good. Like, his legs were like big, man. So yeah, it's good. But let's get into this as much as we can, and we're gonna.
Please, sir, in this industry for over 25 years, and they cannot have any negativity put upon their name or what they have to do. Zero. Ron Gordon is not my buddy. We don't talk. My job is to get him to the next level. Andrew is not my buddy. We don't talk. I probably said 30 words to him since I've known him in the time that I have. We have nothing to talk about but getting him to the next level. We're not buddies. We're not friends. My job is to get him up and up and up until he gets that sand out of his hand. And that's all I care about. I don't care if he likes me, if he thinks I'm a jerk or whatever. Nothing but getting him to the next level. That's what I'm there for. So if anybody says something negative to that, I will check them.
Why, that ain't your friend?
That guy.
Yeah, you gonna check them?
I'm glad Honey and Matt Jensen has great relationships with their guys.
Yeah.
More than just looking at them as cattle.
Yeah.
You know, because that right there, that's terrible.
That's, and there's a comment in saying, hey, all I'm saying is you shouldn't spread the fire. He here should focus on what his platform stands for, which is to educate people about bodybuilding. That is what my platform is about. But my platform is also about pointing out things like this. When someone calls your name out on social media and then tags a bunch of IFBB pros and all these people try to get that message and put that narrative out there, because I'm fortunate enough to have a platform where I reach everybody in the bodybuilding community now, I'm going to protect my name, protect my channel, and who I am as an individual, because I love this sport. That's why I'm doing this out of my spare time, to do this, to interview athletes, to interview Steve Weinberger, to interview Ed Connors, to interview Sean Ray, to have all these people on my show and my platform to give back. And when someone says I'm trash talking bodybuilders and I'm destroying the community of bodybuilding, like PSYCO Lewis said on his social media and spread that to all of his followers, I'm going to take offense to that. And I'm not going to sit back and let that happen. So because I have the platform, I'm going to clap back and break this down for everyone. So I have some of the control of the narrative here as well, right? Because he took control of the narrative on his end, and now I'm responding, and I'm fortunate enough to be able to do that.
Impressive. You don't understand what you're looking at. That's impressive.
So you need to know, okay, thank you for putting that out. So you need to know the difference between me saying I'm not impressed with him at this state versus to say I'm not impressed with him as a bodybuilder, because I continuously say that he can win the Mr. Olympia. If I wasn't impressed with him, I wouldn't say that. So please stop trying to put that narrative out there.
That's exactly what you said. You didn't say staying. You said I am not impressed.
I'm not impressed with him with what I'm looking at right now. I have that high standard.
You're not being judged right now.
I have that high standard. I was impressed with Derek Lunsford.
We judge them whenever they show themselves.
Exactly.
The Olympia, 22 weeks up from the Olympia, it's leaner than Andrew, and I was just impressed with Derek Lunsford. I wasn't impressed with Andrew at that moment. And the guy's 11 weeks up from the show. I expect a lot from him because he was close. He's fifth place at the Olympia. And so if he's going to go win a Texas Pro, that's easy for him to do. Andrew can easily win the Texas Pro. He doesn't even have to be peeled for that. But when you get to the Olympia, that's a whole nother level. And we all have the high expectations on you as coach, on Chris Aceto, to get him dialed in and win that show. And so that's my perspective. That's my opinion. And for me, at that point, 11 weeks out from the show, I'm also a coach. When I see an athlete, I'm like, man, I'm not impressed. I want to see better. I want a higher standard for this guy. He's going to be a Mr. Olympia champion. I have a higher standard for that guy. That's my opinion. You reacted to it and called me a trash talker. I don't agree with that.
And I stand on it. What you just said is trash. You cannot compare him to Derek. You cannot compare him to Derek.
Why can't he? He's supposed to be Derek. He's going to be the Mr. Olympia.
Because we're 5 months from the Olympia.
So yeah, I said Derek's leader. And he goes,
this is not the
my time.
You're putting unrealistic expectations upon these guys, these gladiators.
What unrealistic expectations? Wow.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay, this is. We're not building a spaceship. We're not building a rocket to the moon here. We're bodybuilding. I'm not putting unreal expectations on these guys by saying, hey, he's a little heavy here. He needs to tighten up. What can we say then? Is that too harsh? Right? Am I going to hurt someone's feelings? It's just taste. Like, you even said it before, crybabies, and there's crybabies out there, but it's like
gladiators. Man. We're not gladiators. We gluttony and drug users. The fuck you talking about?
Let's go on here. Let's get through this.
He is right where he should.
It's taking longer than I wanted.
He's right where he should. You can't compare them now. This is not the Olympia.
You can't.
Yeah, I can.
I'm not saying anything about the Olympia. I'm talking about him being 11 weeks out. And at that point, I wasn't impressed with how he was looking 11 weeks out. And so was Steve. He wasn't impressed for 11 weeks out. He said the words 11 weeks out. I'm not talking about the Olympia 22 weeks out.
Steve never said he wasn't impressed.
He says for 11 weeks out, he's too heavy.
He said he's a little heavy for 11 weeks out. But I'm not
Same difference. He just wording stuff.
Damn.
What did he look like for 11 weeks out before the Arnold?
Beating a dead horse.
Look at him right now.
Yes, it does matter. Because you need to know.
Yeah, so let's just give a shout out to the people in the comments here that are listening to this and understanding what's going on here. So we have the Mammoth says unrealistic expectation. Man, that's some weak ass shit. Shut your mouth. What's going on here? MMA fighters are modern day gladiators, by the way. Right.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. We're gluttony and drug users. We're not gladiators.
And then Extreme says, I wish Andrew Jack could drop Chris and go to Hani.
Yes.
I could just imagine what Hani Rambad would do with a guy like Andrew Jack. Yeah. You know, so again, people are seeing now what this is Chris's words. He came on the show and said it. Now people are reacting and they're seeing this is
and he said he don't even talk to his guys.
Yeah. And people made a comment about that. They didn't like that. Right.
Yeah,
I mean, like this Extreme says, yeah, that didn't sound right. Psycho's part saying, I'm not their friend or buddy.
I don't talk to them. I said 30 words to him this whole time of working with him. 30 words.
You need to get into your athlete's
and I guess
head.
The
you need
30
to know.
words is one more set, push it one more time. Okay, that's 2 words right there. I got to be careful. I'm about to be saying too much. I might become his friend. But
so it's just all right, let's go.
President of his body. You need to know this. What did he look like?
To me, based on my judgment of that athlete at that moment, I don't think he's the shape he needs to be 11 weeks out from a show.
And as one of his trainers and coaches, I think he's right where he should be.
Okay, then that's fine. And like I said,
So let's go back to the argument.
And good. This is the conversation I want to have. You have a better perspective. You have a better perspective on him, right? You have a better perspective on him. I wanted to have you on the show originally to talk about this, so you can tell me that perspective. Okay, that's why I wanted to originally have you on the show.
5 weeks out from the Arnold, Andrew contacts me. He knocked on this door 4 weeks, and we got him in his best condition. He wasn't even going to do the show, and we got him in his best condition.
That's awesome to hear.
And everybody applauded. They wanted to see him bigger and fuller. We did it again for the Texas. These looks that we're giving you are not by accident. They're intentional. We need to find what exactly they want so we can give it to them. And we're doing that. We're making improvements. That's what we're doing. Respect the improvements, respect the process. Your fans should say, you can have that percentage of body fat and get in shape in 11 weeks. That's what they need to be looking at. That this guy is such an athlete that he can buckle down and be one of the best in the world. He's 5th in the world as we speak. Don't question what we do. Sit back and eat your popcorn and
don't question what we do.
Not to disrespect.
An opinion is not a question.
They're all great guys. Derek, Sampson, Nick, all great guys. Please don't think we're slipping on these guys. And all the coaches, Milos, Matt, all great coaches. We're not sleeping on them. But please, don't think we're not doing our homework. Andrew's exactly where he should be. And Mr. Weinberger, and Steve, which I spoke to Steve as well. Steve, he's going to be happy. He's right where he needs to be. Now, and I'm saying about this sport, I don't go to the post office at 2 o'clock and work a night job. This is all I do. All I do is train top athletes. That's all I do. Trust me, he'll be ready.
Awesome. I really
all time athlete
to see the best version of Andrew Jack on the Olympia stage. I want to see him destroy his last year's look at the Texas Pro. Because I am a huge fan of Andrew Jack. I am not trash talking him. I love his physique, and I want to put that narrative out there that, you know what, when you're on social media and you're going to come out, and this is the day of an age of social media, and we do live streams now for every other show, and we see these athletes on the stage, and we're allowed to have our opinions on them. And I just hold Andrew Jack to that standard where I was just, at that point, I was like, man, I was expecting a little bit more from him. You know, just a little bit more. Doesn't mean we're not doing your job. Doesn't mean Chris Aceo's not doing his job. Doesn't mean Andrew's not doing his job. That's just my opinion, right? That's all that is. And at the end of the day, all I want him to be is just a little tighter, because the tighter you are further up from the show, the harder you're going to be on that stage. And that's what Steve Weinberg's looking for. He's looking for that hardness.
Maybe you're speaking for yourself. Maybe that.
I am speaking for myself.
Man, he just got it.
Wow. I have a show where I critique.
Minutes.
Damn, bro.
40 minutes for him to get it.
I'll tell her.
I'm 5'7".
Okay, so let me tell you something. 6'1", 6'2" guys, they have a problem with keeping the fullness. They can get really stringy just like that. They can't get too lean too fast, because it's like trying to hold them here, and it's impossible. These are things that you need to be teaching the people. Changing somebody that's a Derek Lumford.
You're not going to tell us what to do over here.
Totally different. Dexter is different than Andrew. It's a whole different person. And that's what's important. Unless you're in this circle, you don't know that. That's what I'm saying. You don't know what you're looking at. Andrew is 6'2", and he still had probably the best abs on that stage. Would you agree to that?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
He's got great abs.
And then again, that's not what Andrew needs to work on. It's not the abs. It's the hamstrings and glutes. It's the conditioning. So I don't care about the like. That's I'm not here to be someone's yes man.
You made that clear to me that day when we were talking about it.
Yeah, you were. So it's like, I'm not here to just be like a yes man and be a fanboy and be like, oh, he looks so great, and this and that. I'm gonna call him out and critique the physique and give my opinion. And then the guys that get offended by it, I guess they're sensitive. I guess they're just too sensitive. You shouldn't watch the show, because you're gonna get the real talk from me here on what a guy's looking at. I want, if I'm a coach, I don't want to just say, oh, you look great. All the people that are saying Andrew looks great, you're great. I mean, okay, but sometimes you need to say, hey, you know what? You need to work on this. You need to work on that. And maybe they'll take that constructive criticism and take it to the gym and bust ass and come out looking even better. So if you just tell someone they look good all the time, they're not going to make improvements.
Nope.
Over 300 pounds. He had the best abs on the stage. You understand? So
yeah, and abs aren't going to win the show. I'm not saying abs aren't going to win the show. I look at the legs and things like that. So yeah, I really do hold them to a high standard. I pick that athlete apart. That's what I do. That's what I'm known for my reviews on these athletes. I pick them the fuck apart, right?
I know.
And if you don't like it, you don't like it. That's okay. But at the end of the day, you don't have to go on a rant on social media and streams about me. I think it's a little extreme. And it maybe shows that you're a bit emotional in this, and it's just taking it to that level where I don't understand that side of maybe being a professional about things and say, hey, reach out to me and say, hey, Matt, can I come on your show? Let's talk about this. I don't like what you said. And I even offered for you to come on the show. Instead of you go on social media and make a big drama of all these posts and try and get all this attention. Maybe you're an attention seeker. I don't know what you're trying to do. Maybe you want to come on my show more often. You made a post about that on YouTube already. So, it is what it is, that I'm trying to find out what's your narrative on me in particular. Because I'm not the one, guys. There's lots of YouTubers that do it. And that seems all of a sudden when I take a critique at Andrew Jack, your client, you just snap and come at me. And I just find that interesting.
Okay. And I think that you're trying to get a rise out of me. And if you want to take this to the dirt, you take it to the dirt.
I'm not.
Because you're not letting me speak. So I am passionate. So I'm not emotional. I'm passionate about this.
He's emotional.
What I do. And you see for me, it's
emotional damage.
Because I wanted more than them. Then they have to level up to that. So if you say something on social media about my client, I'm gonna go to you on social media. Okay?
Did you say that about Milos made some comments on the Telecast the other day? Said that Andrew Jack's legs aren't up to par. He's got to bring those legs up. He kept saying, got to bring those legs up. Got to bring those legs up. Got to bring those legs up. Are you making a post about Milos saying that?
I totally agree.
So now you agree with the
totally agree with
okay.
And he also said he was impressed.
See, so he's This is crazy. So Milos went on the
Picking
color
and
cast.
choosing because he can't
He's picking
afford
and
to go
choosing.
at the big dogs.
Guys, he's picking and choosing. So Milos went on Cutler Cast and said, "Hey man, Andrew looks great, but his legs, man, he needs to bring up those legs." That's Milos critiquing, constructively
It's an
critiquing
opinion.
his opinion on Andrew's legs, right? And then Milos says, "But he looks great." And then I said, "I think he's a little too heavy, but I still think he can win the Mr. Olympia. Has a great physique, a phenomenal athlete, genetic freak." The exact same thing Milos did. But he didn't go to social media and trash talk Milos about saying these comments about his legs like he did for me. He picked me out and went all in on social media 5 days in a row with 5 live streams, tagging people in it nonstop. As a 57-year-old man, a professional coach in this industry, not a professional, but a coach in this industry. And to do that is like really, this is how you want to be known in the industry? Is this what you do? It was just shocking to me that I got under your skin. And I'm not this huge podcaster with 1.5 million subscribers. I'm a new podcast. Yeah, I'm getting some good interviews, and my channel's getting some momentum. But why me? Why did I of all people, get under your skin, Chris Psycholos? I don't understand.
Because
I said, that's improvements. Did you watch this game? Did you see my comments about that on Wood Street?
Sir,
Okay, so then that's what I, that's.
You said that
that's what
after I probably said.
No, I didn't. I showed you the other clips with Mac Truck. I said, I hope he dominates. He's a beautiful physique. All this nice stuff about Andrew Jack, which I only say.
It seems that you're doing a
You just pick the one that you don't like.
It seems you're doing a retraction on what you said, and that's fine.
Mm-mm.
But
Mm-mm.
the one I saw was the second.
Gotta listen to my full sentence.
I did. I just wrote it down right here. He said, I am not impressed. I said, I'm not impressed. So let's go back to Milos. What Milos said, that his legs need to be bigger. And I agree. And that's called evolution of bodybuilding. We will get better and better each show.
So why you can't agree that he was a little too heavy?
Yeah.
That close out to a competition.
Yeah, like I said,
even if you don't agree, you don't have to drag a person through social media, dude. Like,
no, not that way. You could say, hey, man, I disagree, but
he tripled down on you. He tripled down on you, dude.
Quadruple.
And I think he took all that frustration because he can't say that to the big dogs. So he put that on you.
Yeah.
Because you have a lot of points that a lot of the peoples with platforms have with this stuff.
Same thing.
And let's just go ahead and take it a notch higher than Andrew Jack. For almost a year, you was on Nick Walker's waist so heavy. Nick came on your show.
Exactly.
Nick out his own mouth said, I know I have a wide waist.
Yep.
So Nick, see, it ain't the athletes that's getting butthurt like that. It's the peoples around them that's trying to create those narratives.
Yep.
And he's there trying to make a name now for himself because it's just a matter of time before he's not going to have no top nothing working with him. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? So he doubled down and tripled down on you, but Nick is a 3-time Mr. Olympia. I mean, third place Mr. Olympia.
Yes. Yeah.
And he have more accolades than Andrew Jack. Mm-hmm. Nick came on your channel. Nick and you both had that conversation about how you was always so critical on him and all that. And Nick is the type of person, he used that as fuel. Because you remember I told you, I said he did rookie mistakes. He controlled the hell out that midsection.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll talk about that later. I want to get into the New York Pro, but the point I'm trying to make is Nick Walker, you rode him for nearly a year. You made one statement of someone is a little too heavy to be 11 weeks out and you're not impressed with that. You expected more out of him. I don't see why a person should have tripled down on you like that, and especially the person that have nothing to do with it. The athlete didn't do it. It's somebody on the sideline getting so butthurt about something. It just and then not taking accountability when they called out on their shit. It just shows the weakness, and it was kind of a waste of an interview, but I'm glad that you did it because now the people see how he contradicts himself, see how he see his athletes as cattle. They're not my friends. I don't say nothing to them. I don't say much words to Ron. I don't say no more than 30 words to Andrew which is jacked up.
Mhm.
Is jacked up the way that he's speaking. Then we brought him in exactly the way we wanted him for the Olympia, exactly the way we wanted him for an Animal. So you wanted to bring him in with the bare minimum when he's clearly a Mr. Olympia.
Yes.
A
He is a Mr.
multi-Mr.
Olympia.
Him and Samson could have so many Mr. Olympia titles. Those are two guys on that stage that can be bumping head each year, first, second.
Yep.
And you brought him in with the bare minimum because that's what y'all wanted to do. That don't make any sense. It makes any sense. They don't make any sense. So man. You did a good job with holding your composure as much as you possibly can, but I can see the irritation in both of you guys.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand for you to get drugged the way you did.
Yeah.
You did a phenomenal job.
Yeah, man. And thanks. Good points about Nick Walker. I rode Nick Walker's waist, like you said, and I was, had the balls to say, okay, bring him on the show, right? I'm not scared. I'm not gonna pussy out, and or Nick's not scared. He's not emotional. He's not gonna pussy out and come on a show that someone was, going hard on his waist. He came on the show respectfully.
Yeah.
And we had a great conversation. And he's not butthurt about comments. Right? He uses it as fuel. Right. He's not emotional. You can't be emotional in this sport. You're not going to get anywhere in this sport if you're emotional. You have to block that shit out.
Mm-hmm.
Right. You have to have laser focus if you want to become Mr. Olympia. Talk to Phil Heath. You have to fucking get that shit off of your chest. You cannot let these things distract you. And he's trying to babysit his client and be like, you can't say anything negative. You can't have negative anything in his mind. Come on, man. It's a grown man.
Yeah.
That's a weird approach that he has for his client.
Yeah.
I was talking about it a little bit. You're going to go watch a boxing event. You're going to go watch these boxers talking about each other because he's trash talking, that's trash talking. This is me literally saying I'm not impressed with him at this moment, but I hope he wins the Olympia. I hope he can die.
If you're not impressed, you don't know what you're looking at.
Hey.
If you're not impressed, you don't know what you're looking at.
People just say what they want to say.
6'2" with the shade.
So again, we're probably gonna wrap this up because
we're gonna wrap it up. Talk.
So
and you don't want me to speak.
Oh, I mean, because you're the same thing.
No, you're saying the same thing. You're changing what you said, and that's okay.
I'm not changing what I said. I said what I said. That I'm not impressed at that moment. When I reviewed it, I'm not impressed at that moment because I expect more of it. And then I finish my sentence saying, I hope we can win Mr. Olympia. I hope we can dominate. Like you don't want to talk about
that. I don't hope, I don't wish, I don't want, I do.
At the end of the day, I have a channel, I have a platform, I give my critiques of these athletes. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of Andrew Jack, right? I want him to be the Mr. Olympia. You're his coach, Chris Aceto, a great coach. I hope you guys can get it together and shock the world like you're saying you're about to do, because that's going to make for an amazing show. And I want it to be the best Andrew that we've seen, and I don't want drama, right, with you. And I want to be able to have a cordial conversation. And I just wish originally when I invited you on to give me your perspective on Andrew, that you would have come on versus taking the route you did by going onto your Instagram and constantly doing live streams on me day after day after day. And then I think you've been reaching out to people and things like that. I've been hearing that. So at the end of the day,
wait, reaching out to who? Who am I reaching out to?
Well, I'm not super personal with it, but you've been reaching out.
No, hey, let's give the fan what who did I reach out to?
Gonna leave it there.
No, I reached out to Dexter because your name never came up. I talk to Dexter every day. I reached out to Briscoe, man, which we talk once a week. Your name never came up. So I'm not allowed to talk to my friends that I know. You can talk to people. I didn't say that. So your name never came up. So
whose name's going up then?
Oh, they brought up Matt Trump.
Oh.
And that's one conversation you don't want to have. You don't want to.
Matt Trump's not here to defend himself. You call him Matt Truck online, saying that he blocked you and stuff. So Matt Truck's gonna probably respond to you on that.
Block him.
Right?
Block him. And it's okay. I don't care. but don't bash Samson about doing the same exact thing. What you're gonna cut all this interview out?
He said I blocked him. He still believe that. Like, man, ain't nobody scared of this nigga to be sitting here constantly saying I ain't blocked you. You know what I'm saying? It's like he need to get over it. He need to really get over it, and he need to stop lying on my name, because I'm telling you,
Yeah, man.
he just need to get over it. You know, he need to take accountability and say, okay, I was wrong, because like Dexter also was like, you got another page? I'm like, he like, what happened with the other one? I said, I just got it back. Dexter was one that knew too. Chris Cormier was one. You see what I'm saying? Jay Cutler, Flex Lewis. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm in there. I'm in that circle. And I've been in that circle since I was an NPC bodybuilder. So
yeah, you talk to Chris Cormier. You talk to Chris Cormier almost every day.
Yeah, every day. We talk every day.
There you go.
Every day. You know, so multiple times a day though. So it's like he need to stop, because I'm not known as a liar. I'm known as a doer. I'm a fucking doer. You see what I'm saying? I lead with actions, not much words. And he keep on spinning that instead of taking accountability. Like, you know what? I was wrong. Because Instagram do be doing this and doing that. You see what I'm saying? So I have my second page. So it's like he keep on spinning this, and that's lying on me when I'm saying I'm not. And all it's going to do, eventually it's going to make me feel some type of way.
Yeah.
And once I feel some type of way, I'm going to feel like you're an enemy.
Yeah.
And we know what comes with that. Man, he need to stop. He really need to stop. And I keep giving him the courtesy to like, dude, leave it alone. I'm not afraid of you, so I wouldn't lie. I don't lie.
We invite him on the show. He didn't want to talk to you. He was like, I don't want to get there. I don't go there. Thanks for the comments. It is. I want to give a shout out to people that are sticking with us and watching this, and some of the comments. Extreme. Let's go back up here a little bit.
Right.
The Mammoth is saying, no, Darius, I'm saying Psycho is way too emotional. Extreme is saying, because Nick is not emotional or soft like Psycho. Nick came on like a man, very respectful, and took the criticism like a man, unlike Chris, that's super defensive and childish by going on social media to talk BS. Point taken, yeah. The Mammoth, excellent job keeping it professional, Matt. You were a class act during the interview. Mammoth, don't press the issue with Mac Truck. It's not worth that. Extreme says Matt was super cordial and professional with the interview. Thank God Mac Truck wasn't on the interview. Laughed my ass off. He would have went gangster on him. Yeah, right.
Man.
So so let's finish. We're almost done. We're like 4 more minutes left, and then we're done.
Man, we have some great viewers, dude.
They're awesome. We love you guys, man. The people in the chat, we appreciate you, man. We respect you, and man, thank you.
Well, he's getting ready for the hardest show in the world. I don't like people picking at they brought up Mac Truck.
There we go. Let's recap it a bit here.
And one conversation you don't want to have. You don't want to.
Mac Truck's not here to defend himself. You call him Mac Truck going online. Saying that he blocked you and stuff. So Mac Truck's gonna probably respond to you on that.
He blocked him.
Right?
He did block him, and it's okay. I don't care. But don't bash Samson about doing the same exact thing. What you're gonna cut all this interview out?
We don't chop.
Well, he's getting ready for the hardest show in the world. I don't like people picking at the top athletes in the world. They should be respected. They should
look at him. He that man. He that man.
I said the top athletes in the world. Samson is my friend.
That's your friend.
So now Samson's your friend.
Andrew Jack not your friend. Ron not your friend.
Wow.
But Samson is your friend. Wow.
Do we this is guys? You guys are seeing this. You guys are seeing this with us.
He just said that.
He just said that
after telling us 2 to 3 occasions that Andrew's not his friend, Ron's not his friend. They do the job. But Samson is your friend. You getting that butt hurt. You're in the same city with me. We could really do something if that's what he want to do. If he that mad, because I'm talking about his friend.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like, stop getting in front of your camera, cheering Samson on, getting Samson involved with something that's a lie, because I didn't block this dickhead, period.
Yeah.
I didn't go around telling people, oh, me and my brother did my prep. He didn't prep. Like, why would I do that? I would praise me and my brother instead of praising him on all platforms. So he sounds like an idiot.
Yeah.
He's very infantile and he's a waste of air.
Yeah. He's still in the comments here. So let's finish this. We're almost done.
Oh,
Is
man.
my friend. Jay Cutler is my friend. Dexter is my friend. Yeah, I can talk to my Dexter. That's okay with you. Your name never came up. The reason Mac Truck never come. He wanted to get in this, and now you want to get into that.
Mac Truck's not here. Mac Truck's not here to defend himself. But anyways,
who knows where he is? I don't care where he is. I'm letting you know. I never mentioned his name.
you did. I showed the video. I showed the Instagram post about him calling his name out on Instagram. So
Mac Truck came into this, and I said, if you want to talk about something, why don't you say how you've been making videos and videos about Samson and his life decisions? But what about yours? You guys want to talk about what everybody else do. What did you do? Who are you?
Mac Truck's life is on YouTube for everyone to see. He just tells it when he's having a breakdown. He tells it like when he's having a mental breakdown. When he's
and I can care less.
His life is out there for everyone to pick apart.
I can care less.
Well,
it looks like
he's a contradictor. He said, I'm not doing that for myself, but when you just prove to him that I am, he could care less. He's a contradictor.
Yeah.
And for a long time, him and Dexter, he didn't like Dexter. On the RX Muscle, he stated, me and Dexter got a problem on Wooty. Well, he stated in the RX Muscle interview when I turned pro with me and him on RX Muscle. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like he need to knock it off. He need to stop. He need to
really
really knock it off.
And Jim in the comments said Chris did this for attention. He got Hunter Labrada, Samson, Andrew Jack all simping in his comments. Yeah, that's what he did. That's what he did with putting that out there. Was a lie. Right? And so I'm hoping these athletes see this now, right? And you guys in the comments, go on Hunter Labrada's page or in his comments to say, go check out the Muscle Discord.
Give them the time frame.
Give them the time of when we got into this point. Go comment on Samson's page and let them know about this interview, about him being on the show here, so they can see it, right? So they can get the truth. So they can see how he talks about Andrew and not being Andrew's friend and not being Ronald Gordon's friend, and put the truth out there. Right, because he's playing two sides, trying to drag my name through the mud, and I'm not gonna let that happen. Right,
and trying to create a narrative that I'm a liar.
Yeah, and he's trying to create a narrative that Mac Truck's a liar
and shitting on Samson. No, I just stated he's a great bodybuilder on the stage, but the character that he displayed with how it played out from the public's eye, so we entitled to opinion to speak on it. I gave my opinion on that. You see what I'm saying? But just to go and be like, oh, he did the same thing to me. Chris, you're not that important, bro. You are not that important for me to go out my way and block you. I don't even block none of my old chicks like that.
Man, what the fuck?
He's not that important. Like, I gave this dude the utmost praises and respect all the way up until last week when he started with the BS. No, the beginning of this week when he started with the BS. So it's like, he want to be important. He want to go viral. I can help him go viral. I promise I can help him go viral.
Yeah.
And he just needs to let me know how bad he want to go viral.
Yeah. All right, let's finish this last part here.
The world, it looks like you're jealous. It looks like you're jealous. No, it looks like you're jealous.
Reporting on what's happening in the bodybuilding community.
No.
But now I guess we just can't talk about what's happening in the community.
You can do whatever you want to. I'm letting you know.
I guess
the best athletes in the world.
You see your guidelines here.
No, it's you can do what you want to.
That's right. I can do
what it looks like. For me, the trash talk
that's right.
Like I'm jealous.
Okay.
It looks like
I guess I'm jealous of something. Okay, you're just trying to put things out there, and that's why I wanted to have you on the show, so I can explain to the people what you're doing, and, leave it there.
You think listen, everybody knows watching this, say this dude is passionate about what he does. And if I want to get in
That's
shape,
the most
if I
in the context of what I've done in the
want my
community,
show,
promoting shows, being involved in the community, that's what I wanted to bring you on, so we can discuss my involvement as well, because you like to talk about it.
trash talk the top athletes in the world.
I didn't say you don't.
You do it.
I don't trash talk any of the athletes. Okay, I critique them. If you're gonna be on social media, and you're gonna put your images out there, and you're gonna have your videos out there, I'm gonna talk about your physique, I'm gonna review your physique with my opinion, just like all the other.
You wanna know what I just heard?
That's it.
You wanna know what I just heard? What I just heard from you, if you're gonna stand out and be the best, I'm gonna try shit about
You gotta have thick skin when you're the best, because everyone is gonna be on your back. Even Dennis James said that on his show, when I was on his show, a 2-hour show with Dennis James. And he said this, these guys gotta have thick skin, because when you're hot, when you're in the top 10 and everyone's talking about you, you gotta be able to get the critiques, right? And then Samson Dara blocks Dennis James, he blocks Nelis, he blocks Chris Cormier, and why, so we talk about it, right? Because that's a big deal, that's a big deal in the industry.
Do you know?
And that's unfortunate, it's just unfortunate.
Do you know why he blocked them?
I wish
Don't
I
nobody
wish
care.
would explain that, because everyone was wondering why. So was Dennis, so was Chris, and so was Milos. Milos was like, I have no clue.
So
And these guys are going out, these are legends in the sport, and you're picking
Samson
me
ain't
talking
sharing
about
no
Samson.
information.
And they're the ones going on their show talking about Samson blocking. They don't have to do that, but they did. That's on them. They want to do what they want to do. That's fine. So you see, I'm not one for this to get talked over, and you're gonna say this narrative about me talking about Samson, Dara, and blocking, when Milos and Dennis and Chris are the ones talking about it too. So if you're gonna hold me to the standard, hold them to the standard too. All right, thank you for coming. Catch you on the next one.
Oh, that's
That's that, brother. Peace.
Man, he just picking and choosing. He picking and
Picking and
choosing.
choosing.
And he riding the coattail of those that's already up there. That's like the chick want to date the guy with the Mercedes Benz and the BMW and the Jag.
Man.
Like how he only respect top 10 Olympians, but you don't respect the other athletes. So in other words, you don't respect Ron. That's why you don't talk to him. That's why he's not your friend, because Ron ain't hit top 10 Olympia yet. Notice I said yet.
Good point.
Yeah, notice I said yet. You know what I'm saying? So he just made himself look terrible. I'm glad he showed his true colors.
Man. Like you're right. He said he doesn't respect the top. He only respects the top 10, and Ronald Gordon isn't in the top 10. So you don't respect Ronald?
And not only that, it's like he act like he trying to be the Iron Man and go after people that say negative stuff about stuff so they can just welcome him in. What you're doing is creating enemies, and he got to be very mindful with what he's doing and what he's saying, because it can be bad for him, and it's clear. I know where I stand with him now. So it's like, I don't have to worry about fair game, fair play, none of that. It's a waste of time. He didn't want to get on an interview. He didn't want to do the interview if I'm on there. Why? Why does Mac Truck bother you that much? But when you see Mac Truck, I'm like, oh, what's up, coach? You shaking my hand, instead of just being a real man and addressing the issue that you're having. Because 9 times out of 10, it's always misunderstanding.
Yeah.
And he the one that created the narrative in his own head. He need to go seek help. He has some type of psychological issues going on. And I feel for any relationship that he's in, because he's one of those, it's my way or the highway.
Yeah.
And he's a terrible individual. It's showing.
Yeah, well, we'll leave it there with I wasn't even sure I wanted to have PSYCO on the show, and that's why I didn't give him the platform to have it as an exclusive interview like I do with my other guests. So I decided to bring it on here with the live stream and have you guys here see it live with us and react to it and get his words. Those were his words, fully aired there. And I even left, you see the part in there where he says, why but you're going to edit this out? Nope. That's all in there, brother. There's no edits. There's no edits in that video.
Don't chop and screw. No chopping and screwing it up.
Yeah. So, that was the full clip the full 44-minute interview I did there. And and thank you. I'm glad that people in the comments are seeing who he is and what what he's done. And it could be as simple as things saying, you know what, Matt, you're right. I took your name, I drug it through the mud. I was in the wrong for doing that. And let's just get beyond this and let's all, be cool with each other. That's what I want, to come to a resolution with this. And same with you and Mac Truck and the same thing, and calling out Mac Truck saying he's a liar because he's calling you a liar. And the fact that he won't own up and say, okay, oh yeah, you know what, maybe that's the truth. Maybe you're telling the truth about that. He won't do it, right? And so if he doesn't want to, make peace, then we're just going to leave it alone. I'm not going to talk about Chris Psycho Lewis anymore. And I wish Andrew Jack the best. I hope he comes at his all-time best for the Mr. Olympia. And that's it. Just wish him the best.
Right. Yeah.
That's
you
it.
know what? I think tomorrow we should just do another live attack with the New York Pro.
Yeah, we're into this.
Because
this is 2 hours.
This one we went long. So guys, we're gonna see y'all tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll do another one. Yeah, we'll do another one.
Yeah, we definitely should, because I think if we add all that, we just
it's like 4 hours. It's gonna go forever.
Yeah, we about to drag our viewers in.
Yeah,
like they stuck with us all this time.
Yeah,
especially through the nonsense of this guy talking in circles. So it was already way too much. Because
you guys saw that. You guys saw that, man. That was weird, but
yeah.
But thank you guys for staying in there with us. We'll come back tomorrow. We'll do the New York Pro recap. We'll check out Mac Truck posted. I saw you posted, so go check out his physique update 8 weeks out.
No, but you have to do your.
I'm doing your critique. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it live on the show. That's why that's why this
right
extra critique, I guess. But
yeah. So what you think?
Like I said, as soon as I saw it, I was like, you tighten up quick. You tighten up quick.
Yeah, that's why I be having to slow down. So imagine if I was doing cardio.
Now there are some things. You know me. I'm the hams and glutes critiquer. So I'm going to go in on hams and glutes for you. I want to start seeing that come in tighter. So
we gonna get there.
Okay,
we gonna get there because I already know.
Yeah,
hams and glutes is the bread and butter for you.
Yes,
you can deal with a person who has smaller biceps, but if they hams and glutes are not together, you just it boils your blood.
It does. It just personifies conditioning for me. When you can have the anatomy chart of your hamstrings and your glutes showing, that bodybuilder fucking suffered. That motherfucker did the work to come on stage and display his physique. He didn't come on stage and display a physique that has shredded abs and shredded quads from the front. But then when they turn around, they didn't finish
sideways.
It's
nothing.
So that's why when I can see it from the front and back like that, man, I'm impressed. And that's what Phil Heath does. That's what Sean Roden does. That's what a lot of these Mr. Olympias do.
And what's crazy is Sean would get him like his last 6 to 4 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he'd be like, how Andrew Jack looked on stage, right?
Yeah, that's me too. Me too. That's how it is for me when I'm competing. My glutes don't come in till the very last minute. It's just that thing it's hard to do. But
so what do you actually do to actually just get it to trigger like last minute?
It's more of I'm very water sensitive. So once I start pulling water and then I go, oh shit, okay, there now it's like it's just a water thing. It's probably like Sean Roden where he's just a water buffalo. Like
retain water. And I'm the opposite. I don't retain water too well. That's why I gotta always make sure I'm sipping on some type of water. Because I don't retain it. So I could wake up flat as shit, go to sleep full because the water just gonna keep on pouring out throughout the night.
So
crazy. So you just gotta tighten up on getting the water to start releasing.
The water is what it is.
And damn, that's crazy. Because the picture that Dennis James and Milos and Chris put on their thing of you, dude. I was like, this the conditioning, the muscle roundness, and everything was on point. Vascularity.
It's
you supposed to have your card, dude.
I wish I would have had it, man.
So
Yeah.
what, you not thinking about getting back on there on the
No,
stage?
no. I mean, no. I just I'm older now, and I just the body, they can. I mean, I want to get in good shape again, like
Yeah.
really, like ripped,
Yes. For
but
self.
just for
For self.
myself, just getting
Yeah.
back in shape and better in shape. So yeah, definitely gonna do that. But getting on stage again, it's tough, man. These guys are freaks, and the genetics is getting better and better.
Man, like they're hybrids.
It's crazy, and just they have so much knowledge on the internet. They can learn so much now, and they're just
Yeah.
the supplementation now is crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. But no, I'm looking forward to, man, because you're tightening up so fast, and you can get your glutes in. I know you're going to get your glutes in. Um,
Yeah.
and we got 8 weeks, which is a long time for you because you do tighten up fast. Your abs are getting dry, your obliques are dry already. You're like, it's good. It's
That's
good.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I said, fuck, I need to slow down. When I see that video, I said I need to slow down because remember earlier this week I did just a
Yes.
little something
Again,
up here.
yes. You're
Like
tighter
2 days
now.
later, and I'm
Yeah.
like, fuck, I need to slow
It's
down.
quick, man. It's quick. It's quick.
Yeah.
So awesome. We're gonna have some fun with this. And like I said earlier, this is Max Truck's not trying to win the Mr. Olympia,
Hell no.
right? Like let's set the expectation here, right? He's been off the stage for 2 years. He hasn't been training seriously. He hasn't even taken like real cycles or anything. And he just started putting some PEDs in, and he's gonna step on the Van Pro stage and be able to stand next to these guys, and we're gonna see how he looks. That's it. We're
Yeah.
gonna see how he looks.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
And
there's
that
no
right there is a big accomplishment alone,
exactly be able to do
shit.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Oh, I'm just looking at the comments here. Keep it up with the great content, gents. Much love. He's saying both of us. Chris Cycle was like, hello, that wasn't the full interview. That's the full interview, brother.
That was the entire
It's a,
interview.
it's a quick time player, and it plays the whole fucking 44 minutes, brother. So you can try and do. Look at this guy, man. 57 years old, man. It's just like he knows. You know your words. You know what you said. You just watched the whole thing. So unless you have, I don't know, memory loss or some shit, I don't know, brother. And the other people like Chris, you're toast, bud. Finito.
Hey, the nail in the coffin will really destroy.
Yeah.
So, but it ain't even worth it.
Well, no, we'll leave it there. We'll leave it there. We don't give him that
Yeah.
much play time.
Yeah.
Another guy says I can't pronounce. It says Jim. I guess his name is Jim. It's an embarrassment for a legend who trained with Chris Cormier. Well, yeah, those were his words. He said, I can't believe he said that about Andrew Jack. I can't believe he said that about his client
Right.
Ronald Gordon.
Yeah.
And like he says, I don't tell Andrew what to train. Like, you don't tell Andrew what to train. Aren't you his trainer? What? That's weird. I don't know. You guys can take it for what you want, and the viewers, but those are his words. That's what he said. He had no problem
Yeah.
saying it. He said he doesn't. I only respect the top 10.
That's messed up.
It's
Like
not a slap.
there's so many great lower level guys,
Yeah.
like, and for you not to respect them because they're not top 10 just shows that you just only grabbing on coattails of those that's already there.
Yeah.
It's display his character is flawed. And I sure hope Samson don't be falling for the crap he's saying and stuff.
Man.
Like, hey,
Yeah.
I'm just mad it took me this long to see his true colors, because I would not have ever wasted my platform on speaking highly of this individual.
Yeah, man.
And for you to point out how I display my mental breakdowns and all this shit, and he said he could care less, say less. Say less, my guy.
Mhm.
Say less.
That's it is what it is. And Gary says, keep it going, Mac Truck. He's going to keep it going, man. Thank you for the support, you guys, in the comments here. Yeah. So yeah, you saw who Chris is for his own words there. And I hope the rest of the community, I hope you guys spread this out to the rest of the community. Go comment on other pro bodybuilders pages and say, hey, go check out the Muscle Discord podcast about Chris Psycho Lewis, because what he did was dirty and unprofessional. And I just made a critique of Andrew, and constructive criticism, and that's what it is. I'm not trash talking, guys. I'm here for the community. I sit on I do live streams for shows for 4 hours, 5 hours straight, like tearing down
Yeah.
this community. I'm here for you guys. We're in the chat. We're talking together. We're talking about these athletes. We're having fun, so that's the narrative that I want to put out there, that I love this sport and the IFBB, the Pro League, and I'm very involved in this community. I have been for over 15 years. So, and so is Mac. We're all here. We love this sport, and we're here about promoting it and educating people and giving our experience of what we see. And if it's straight and to the point, and some people are sensitive and they can't take it because we're talking about their favorite athlete, then I understand you're going to get a little bit of emotional reaction to it. But at the end of the day, we're not trash talking these bodybuilders. These are the top level bodybuilders in the world. They put their ass on the line, they train hard, and we're just reviewing them. At the end of the day, we're just reviewing their physiques. I never talk down about a bodybuilder that says this guy sucks or this guy's looks like shit. That's trash talk, you guys, right?
Yeah.
So there's no drama here. This is just real talk, and we're just shooting the shit, having fun at the same time. All right. All right, we're gonna wrap it up, and we'll be back tomorrow. We'll do the New York Pro Live and talk about some more stuff. And it won't be a 2-hour live stream like this one was. Okay.
Right.
All right, guys. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
Yeah, buddy.
There you go.